Welcome back. We got another exciting knife here to unbox today. This looks like it might be, this was delivered by UPS, but it might be, if I'm seeing it right, a small flat, no, that might be a small flat rate box on the inside. Maybe it is backwards. Let me pull this off screen really quickly. I don't want to damage anything. Trying not to expose the shipping info of myself and the seller on it. But I have, I went to the PNWCI show earlier this year. I think it was in August. And I was really impressed with the, this is a backwards, I think that's a backwards small flat rate box, if I'm seeing it right. Let's see if we can, I don't know what's going on here, honestly. It's a little confusing. Yeah, it's a backwards one. Super weird. But makes sense. And that's funny, a Brian Brown Knives case. I saw McGinnis's knives there for the first time, and I was really impressed. And I've been on the search for them. Unfortunately, unwilling to pay the secondary market prices of them. But I've somehow run across two prototype McGinnis spokes, and this is the second one that I found. And I don't know how many he did, but this one's prototype number 8. Light user, been in some people's pockets, but ooh, I've been wanting to get one in the inset lock, and here we are. Yeah, his action's just really good on these knives. Of course, I missed that there. This one appears to feel like a washer knife. I didn't actually ask the seller. I just sort of assumed it was. Yep, that's a washer knife there. See the washers in there, no bearings. It feels like it might benefit from a cleaning. Let's zoom this back out here, sorry. Oops. Feels like it might benefit from a little cleaning on here. But overall, shit, it's a really nice edge on there, actually. Looks like a little mirror polished edge someone put on there. Let's see if we can zoom in. Whew. Someone was not playing when they put that edge on there. That thing's nice. Feels good. A very different feeling than my other one, and more reminiscent of what I felt at the show. I just got to test this edge really quickly and see what's going on here. Holy smokes. I don't know if that's a factory edge. I would assume not that mirror polished. I guess it could be, but just noticed right away once I got my hands on it that this thing had a beautiful little edge on it. Love the dark wash finish here, and then detent's a little light. I think this thing just might need to be cleaned out a little bit. But it is a prototype. So this is prototype number 8. Let's see if we can see anything on the inside. Don't have the best lighting here for it, so I can turn on another light and maybe let's use my flashlight. I don't know if he wrote anything in here. He did on my other one, which was prototype number 15, but that might have been just something he started later. This one has a pretty cool build. It's got a nice little CF back spacer. Pretty thick on the liners on this thing. It's like some maybe like titanium liners or whatever. But essentially, you got an inset lock here. Feel in hand is great. Let me just give it a little test real quick. Make sure everything's locked up nicely before I go hurt myself. Rollout is fantastic, which is, if you watch the channel, one of my favorite ways to open a knife is the rollout. It really bothers me when you can't roll out a knife. Part of the reason I really love Demco's and Brown is because it's really easy to roll out, which, you know, like in public and stuff, like I don't really want to be flipping my knife open like some sort of savage. Man, this spoke is just such a nice model. So let me get my other prototype spoke out really quickly. I had it set out here for this. And here it is. This one is a frame lock. This one is prototype number 15. This one's on bearings, so it's quite different on the action. Now at the show, I really liked the liner locks. I just felt these liner locks felt like the best all around to me. but this one's kind of grown on me. It's so smooth. Which one do you like more? Feel free to write that in the comments. It looks like he was using a very similar carbon fiber. I could be off on that, but I think I'm seeing a pretty similar carbon fiber on these two builds. And yeah, that's a pretty cool knife. I'm really curious how much it weighs. So let's go ahead and pull out the scale. A little dirty here, and get it wiped off so you don't have to look at my dust. And we'll weigh this guy first. I think this was around 4 ounces or something like that, 4.5. 4.2 ounces on the frame lock with the liner. So shaves about half an ounce, 4.84 there on the liner lock with the CF scales. He does some really cool builds like bolster and inlays like this. He just does some really nice builds. Jerry McGinnis knives, I think McGinnis custom knives. I can't remember what the name is exactly, but he does some really nice work. Now the one thing that I'm noticing here is I do find if I do this wrong, I pinch my finger in there a little bit, which I don't like. I don't know if there's a way of, I think what you need to do to avoid that is to have more relief here. So there's not much relief here. So in order to get to it, you have to be pretty intentional to really push down and then over in order to avoid pinching yourself there. If you just put your finger right on there and pinch, you kind of get you can see it kind of squeezing my finger there. So that's worth noting, I think. That D10 is a little light. You saw it bounce there. So it doesn't retain it quite as, this is much stronger on the D10, snappier on the action. You can see I'm kind of missing there. So I can't tell if this one just needs like a little servicing or if it's just got, you know, a little less lock bar pressure maybe. But this one's more of a rollout for me. That's kind of what I'm feeling there, is this needs to be more rolled out. Let's see. You can certainly get it on the other deployments, but you can see it's pretty easy to fail. So you have to be to get just about everything you got on the action-based openings to get it there. But it does look pretty dirty in here. It's hard to say how much that is the problem, but you can see some specks of dust and stuff. So I might get in here and do a full cleaning on this one. Really interesting location there on that as well. It looks like it's in generally the same location. Let's get this guy folded up. Oops. But that lanyard hole is in a very funny place versus where he's screwed down the scale. Like, that needs to be a little bigger space, it feels like. Not, sorry. Get my focus here. Not a great, you really don't want that to be that thin in general. But it's prototype, so that's probably something you fix later if I had to guess. Pretty neat how that looks like it's pretty much, yeah, it's solid all the way through there because of the way he did the backspacer and stuff. So it's pretty nice. Yeah, he makes some nice knives. It's pretty cool to have this pair here of McGinnis knives. He does nice work. The spoke to me is my favorite model. It spoke to me when I first saw it. Yes, pun intended, sorry. The Extreme Hunter in the right blade shape I also really like, but mostly like the spoke. I just feel like this is, I miss this one a lot on that thumb. This one's almost like too strong on the detent. I don't know if it's because I was on the, it's probably because I was on the lock bar. It's probably a user error issue. It usually is on this channel. Stay off that lock bar and it's actually quite good, but a little susceptible to lock bar pressure on that one, which is kind of why I remember really liking these at the show on the liner lock, because I felt like it sort of avoided that. But the failing the deployment, I gotta put a little work into that and see if I can fix that. Maybe a little more lock bar pressure, maybe it's, yeah, maybe just cleaning it and doing a little lock bar pressure might be able to resolve that. So we'll see. That is all for now. Thanks for tuning in, and hopefully we'll see more McGinnis knives on this channel as some of the prices start to come down, hopefully eventually. All right, please like, subscribe if you enjoyed the content, and I will see you on the next one. Take care.